Superhero landing. She gonna do a superhero landing. Wait for it.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 legendary superhero quotes. Before we begin, we've got something big in the works, so be sure to tune in to WatchMojo Live on May 31st for special musical performances and much more. For this list, we'll be looking at the definitive pieces of dialogue said by various superheroes in comic books, TV shows, and movies.
I've care how you speak. Loki is beyond reason, but he is of Asgard, and he is my brother.
He killed 80 people in 2 days.
He's adopted.
Number 10, violence doesn't discriminate. Daredevil.
Violence doesn't discriminate. It hits all of us. The rich, the poor, the healthy, the sick.
Say what you want about Ben Affleck's run as Daredevil, this monologue from the director's cut is delivered with such sorrow and bitterness that it's bound to give you chills. In the wake of his fight against the Kingpin, Matt Murdock reflects on all that he has lost to violence, summarizing that for all of its brutality and all the suffering it leaves behind, it is kind of something of an equalizer.
The battle of good versus evil is never ending. Because evil always survives.
Bullseye.
With the help of evil men.
No matter your social standing or background, violence won't be choosy who its victims are. Considering that Daredevil's MO often involves beating criminals to a bloody pulp, this quote also works as something of a grim reflection. Number 9, hero or villain? Harvey Dent.
Harvey, the last man that they appointed to protect the Republic was named Caesar, and he never gave up his power.
Okay, fine. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Aside from having quite possibly the single greatest portrayal of the Joker, The Dark Knight also gave us a much more vulnerable and complex interpretation of Harvey Dent. Adamant in his views of right and wrong, as well as being utterly unshaken in his pursuit of justice, Dent's speech in which he defends Batman and talks about the line between heroes and villains not only earns the respect of Bruce Wayne, but is also incredibly inspiring and sounded great in the trailer.
Well, I'm sold, Dent, and I'm gonna throw you a fundraiser.
Of course, this is a self-fulfilling prophecy, as it all ends in Dent becoming the thing he despised the most, the villain.
Have you ever had to talk to the person you love most? Tell them it's gonna be all right when you know it's not? Well, you're about to know what that feels like, Gordon.
Number 8. You think this letter on my head stands for France? Captain America. Bottom line, Captain America does not surrender. The Ultimate's take on the Avengers may have been a much darker view of Earth's mightiest heroes, but it still gave us some great quotes, one of which came while Captain America was engaged in a brutal fight with a Chitauri warrior disguised as a Nazi he previously fought back in World War II. The shapeshifter makes the mistake of demanding that Cap surrender, which he doesn't take too kindly to. He responded with one hell of a swing, while also taking a slight dig at France in the process. No offense to our French fans, of course, one word, Lafayette.
Au revoir.
Number 7, red suit, brown pants, Deadpool.
I'm touching myself tonight.
The merc with the mouth is known for 2 things, running his mouth and killing people, more often than not at the same time. Nowhere is this better summarized than in his cinematic debut, where he is heavily outnumbered and outgunned on a freeway, but still can't stop cracking jokes. Right before he leaps out and starts busting caps and asses, he addresses the confusion that some of the hired guns might be having. So, why the red suit? We'll let him explain.
Wait! You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
It's a shame only one of them brought their brown pants, though.
Motherfucker should have worn his brown pants.
Number 6, truth, justice, and the American way, Superman.
Why are you here? There must be a reason for you to be here.
Yes, I'm here to fight for truth and justice and the American way.
You're gonna end up fighting every elected official in this country.
Yeah, it might sound a little corny compared to all the modern superheroes, but Superman's iconic words needed to be on here somewhere. There's no denying that decades after he made his appearance in the comics and on the silver screen, that the Man of Steel's optimistic and Boy Scout attitude can still inspire.
Politics, does he still stand for truth, justice, all that stuff?
His unwavering belief in the goodness of people and desire to protect the innocent is encapsulated in his signature phrase. The American way might have a different meaning to some people, but to Superman, it's all about fairness, understanding, and fighting for what's right. Now that's something we can all rally around, right?
Okay, kids, it's all right now.
Hey, it's Superman!
Number 5, playing human, Iron Man. We all know that Tony Stark's tendency to go too far makes him one of Marvel's most complex heroes, but that narcissism would also make him one hell of a villain.
For your consideration, the Jericho.
Throughout the events of the Superior Iron Man miniseries, Stark has his mind inverted so that his more sinister aspects start to take over his personality. His statement of, "I'm not playing God, all this time I've been playing human," might be something you would only ever hear from a villain, but we know that deep down, Stark may actually believe that this is true.
Yeah, apparently I'm volatile, self-obsessed, don't play well with others.
That I did know.
Number 4, in Brightest Day, the Lantern Oath.
In brightest day,
in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight.
The oath spoken by the Green Lantern Corps is one of the most infamous in all of the DC universe. Mainly used when things are at their most dire, many of the Lanterns have uttered the words as a rallying cry.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight.
It doesn't actually increase the clout of their power rings, but it helps them to focus when up against all kinds of cosmic odds. Granted, it's quite a mouthful, so it's no surprise that they say it sparingly, but when they do, you can bet that the green sparks are about to fly.
in brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
Number 3, I am vengeance. I am the night. Batman.
You are not my father. I am not a disgrace. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman!
Even those who aren't fans of comic books know these infamous words, where Batman reveals exactly what he is to any unlucky criminal he comes across. As a symbol of justice that strikes from the darkness, the Dark Knight is the polar opposite of someone like Superman.
Well, I hope this experience hasn't put any of you off flying. Statistically speaking, it's still the safest way to travel.
He uses the pain of his childhood to carve himself into something beyond human, and uses fear to clean up the streets of Gotham. And boy, is it ever effective. Everything you need to know about the legend that is the Caped Crusader can be summarized in the words, I'm Batman.
What the hell are you?
I'm Batman.
Number 2, great power, great responsibility. Uncle Ben.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
It's no lie that the words handed down from Ben Parker to his nephew have been repeated to death over the course of various animated shows and movies. However, as many times as we hear him talk about how with great power there must also come great responsibility, doesn't take away from the splendor of the meaning.
I see the web and it's his signature, and I know Spider-Man was here.
The guy protects us, you know, he protects the people.
After all, this is the creed that our favorite wall crawler tries to live by. And if it's good enough for Spidey, then you can be damn sure it's good enough for us. Here's hoping that Tom Holland can knock it out of the park with his iteration.
That's you, right?
No. What do you mean?
Look at you go.
Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
Director Fury, the Council has made a decision.
I recognize the Council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid-ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
Number 1, I'm not locked in here with you, Rorschach.
None of you seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you.
You're locked in here with me!
If you weren't terrified of Rorschach before, then you sure as hell will be after seeing him splash a convict's face with boiling oil. Sent to prison as part of an elaborate setup and surrounded by people who want him dead, Rorschach remains very calm through most of his ordeal, while his opening monologue about refusing to save the world was darkly gripping. This one had far more bite to it considering the level of brutality. In conclusion, do not mess with Rorschach. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.